God, he paves the streets with gold in heaven. He doesn't care about the money. He just wants to know, like, are you willing to give up something that maybe you find security in or that you're idolizing in, or are you willing to trust me? Like, it's all a way for growth. And it's been a really cool experience because I used to donate things to places, and I was like, this is like my 10%. I'm donating to charities and things that I like, but that's not what we were commanded to do. I'm not sure what first inspired me to start tithing. I think sometime like around November, I started my 10% of tithing, of like giving to the church, and just something clicked about, that was going to be my next step in maturing. I've never been good with financial things in my life. Like, I've never really been super conscientious about it. I've never been really great at making money. But once I started doing it, because even in the Bible it says, like, the only thing God says to test him in is in tithing, test me in this. So I took that as, okay, challenge accepted, like, I'll do that. And as I kept going, it started kind of building this muscle in me to also be generous and do other things, and like realize that the sacrifice wasn't just for me, but it was in order to give God an opportunity to bless me. And so now I just started seeing it really differently. And then as the journey has evolved into doing a bunch of different things too, because God really just kept putting things like in my, in my way that were like helping me develop this. One time when I was driving someone like in Lyft, I had a person in there, and I felt like God told me to give them an offering. And so then I was like, okay, I was like, Lord, I thought of a number first. And so I was like, okay, so if that's the number that you want me to give, then I need a confirmation. And so I saw something like on the highway that would match that number. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to take this as obedience. Like, I think that's what God is trying to tell me. When I pulled over to the car, this couple that was like getting out, I was dropping them off at a motel, and I told the girl, hey, like, I would really love to give you guys like $250. And she started crying, and she was telling me that the situation that they had just left, was because she had made a mistake, like financially, and so they didn't have any more money. Get this too, her niece's name was Genesis. So I was just like, there's all these little things where God was just letting me know that he was there. I was really happy to have done that. And it's not something that would be in my character before that point. I wouldn't say like I'm a stingy person, but I feel like when I do give, I was kind of almost giving like chump change, or if I felt like, that was within the realm of me being able to give. Like, in the truth of it is that generosity is a muscle, so as I've like continued to give, like, I see how it comes back to me in like different ways, and it feels so good to give. Like, not that there isn't something beautiful in receiving too, but it's like God so loved that he first gave, So I've been learning so much through the process. It's been really great for me maturing in my faith, and also learning more about God's character and what he wants to do for us and what he can do for us. And it's just gotten my life together in other ways too. Like, I've started to pay off like my school debt and just get more responsible in ways that I wasn't before. Before, when I would tithe what I happened to have in my purse, just kind of what I felt comfortable giving, and not necessarily taking that 10% seriously. And then kind of just continuing to read the Bible and realizing that all good things come from God. That isn't even my money to begin with. God blessed me with it. And so I'm pocketing this 10% that he's going to reappropriate as blessings, because I think I know better what to do with my own money. First, it started right after like a life group, because Julia told me, she feel like Jesus is telling me to tell you to be generous. And I was like, okay, that seemed to be the solution. And then she asked me if I tithe, and admittedly I don't. I never understood how important it was. It's not just about like giving back to our church. It's not just about giving to like a nonprofit or a donation. It's because it's God's money, and he wants to use it as he sees fit. Also, it's just given me less control over like my finances. And what I mean by that is that I've given God the control, and it's given me this peace that I feel like I've never had around money. And also, I happened to pick someone up in an Uber who was a writer for a really big show, and he was telling me about like some issues he was having with money. And so I was telling him about tithing and everything, and he was telling me, I didn't even know that he was a Christian. I was just trying to give him my perspective, you know. And then he was telling me, he's like, I think that you should give 15%. And when he said that, I was like, I was like driving. I was like, God, why does this sound like a word right now? I was like, why does this sound like he really is trying to tell me 15%? So then afterwards, I started asking God for confirmation. I was like, do you want to give 15%? And all these little things like have not been easy. Like I'm very much like, I've been in a poverty mindset. So to think that I want to give money away that I feel like I don't even have in the first place has been like God. And he's like, trust me. So like each time that I've been doing this, I've been going into deeper trust with him. It's really cool what happens when you say yes to God. It's a real adventure, and it's continued to bless me because it's something doesn't come naturally. To do something kind of like against my own flesh, just to do it to honor him. It's been really changing me as a person in a really positive way.